Welcome back to another podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Sean Moore, and you're listening to Journey to the Hills. So, no guest this time. First ever solo podcast on this new podcast wave. So, I have no plans. I have nothing written down. I posted an Instagram poll on my Journey to the Hills podcast Instagram, and I said, ask a question for me to answer on the podcast. So I have a decent amount of questions I can answer on the podcast for that, but I'll do that towards the end of the podcast. But as of right now, I don't know. I'm gonna find something to talk about. I have no idea what the name of this podcast is gonna be. The name of this episode. I have something vaguely in mind I would like to talk about, but other than that, I have no real plans. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I'll try to make it an hour long. So far, we're a minute 20 in, I believe so. Let me put this notebook out the way. But yeah, so I hope everyone's been good. I haven't sat down and recorded a solo podcast in a while, so yeah. I don't think I have. Yeah, I've never recorded a solo podcast. So we'll get into it. I want to talk about a couple things I have in mind. I was jotting down last night, ideas. But I have no real direction of it, so let's get into it. Let's see what's on my mind. Let's talk about worrying about the future. There we go. Gonna drop it off hard 2 minutes into the podcast, but we'll talk about worrying about the future for the first subject. I was sitting in bed last night, and because I wanted to record a solo podcast, and I was just thinking, what could I really talk about today? Because I always have guests on the podcast, and, I was just contemplating everything, and let alone not only the podcast, what I was going to talk. It's just, I feel like a lot of people get in their heads, and they constantly worry about the future. But kind of ironic why I'm talking about this now, but I just finished a book. I don't know if you guys could still hear me because my face is turned away from the mic, but I just finished this book. It's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. It was a good book. I wouldn't agree with everything in it, but it had a lot of key points that kind of combat this what's it called? Worrying about the future. It's in the name of the book, The Power of Now. I'm gonna take a sip of water real quickly. But yeah, it's called The Power of Now. And it's basically, I could kind of just summarize the book into, one sentence. It's the power of now, living in the now. People live their whole lives worrying about tomorrow and never feel the present. Feeling the present is really not something that you could express. There's no words beyond it. As it says, there's no problems, there's just situations. Because in the now, right now, there is no problem affecting you if you really slow down your life to living a second at a time. You don't feel anything. Your problems just disappear. Your quote-unquote problems disappear. You don't really have any worries anymore. Everything becomes just a small bot, and you have to realize that some people really just wish to have your problems. It's crazy to think about, but crazy how the world works. But living in the future and always worrying about tomorrow, you'll never really live, because you're always worried about what's next. And there's not a problem with worrying about what's next, but there's a problem living your whole life in worry and living your whole life worrying about tomorrow. And I definitely do have a slight problem with worrying about the future. I mean, not necessarily worrying about the future, because of course you should be concerned where you're headed. But a lot of people, including myself, have a problem with just living in the now. And it relates to a lot of things. I can't even express what it relates down to, but let me try to find an example. I don't even know. But worrying about each day has its own problem. Each day comes with its own set of tasks, its own set of problems, its own set of solutions. And if you're worried about tomorrow's tasks and tomorrow's solutions, you'll never finish today's tasks and today's solutions. So where I'm going with this, I know this has it's just free form. I have nothing even jotted down, but what I'm going with this is, you can't spend your whole life worrying about what's to come when you're not spending time worrying about now, if that makes sense. A lot of people, you're out with your family, you're out doing something, you're out with friends, you're doing, you're not focused on now, you're focused, all right, what am I going to do after this? And I know 99.9% of people are like this. For example, I don't even know where to go with this, but you're doing something and the only thought in your mind is what's to come next. And it's not necessarily a good thing, because you're not getting every moment, every ounce of what's happening now. I'd recommend reading the book The Power of Now. It explains it a lot better than I do. Actually, let me get the book right quick. 1 second. Okay. Let me just go through the chapter. Okay. Shout out to my boy Will Monahan. He actually told me about this. One of the chapters in the book, it says, "You are not your mind." If you guys go back to the podcast that I did with him, he actually talked about it. It says, "You are not your mind." You have to free yourself from the mind. I'm just reading based off of the chapters, and I'm trying to see if anything hits my head from what I guess. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm saying, but I'm just gonna reading through the table of contents to see if anything hits me that I could talk about. Okay. The state of the presence. Okay. Chapter 5. The state of the presence. Presence is really important. Let me close the book. Off the head. Presence is extremely important. I can't stress it enough, because I've been in a lot of situations where you wish you can relive it. In those situations, you were in the present. You were not thinking about your problems. You weren't thinking about it. You were just in the moment. And realistically, when you're in the moment, your problems just fade away. It's really, every single problem that we supposedly had is 100x multiplied in your head. If not 100x, 1000x multiplied in your head. You take one small situation, turn it into a problem, and make 1,000 analogies, 1,000 ultimatums, 1,000 reasons, 1,000 outcomes of what can happen in this situation, and it fogs your thinking. It fogs your mind. And realistically, you can't live your life like that, man. It takes the joy, it takes the happiness out of life. You have to live. You have to live in the moment. And I know a lot of people, I know you've probably heard this before, it sounds cheesy, living in the moment, but I definitely would recommend picking up The Power of Now. I could read, let me find maybe one more chapter. If not, then I'll find something else to talk about. Moving deeply into the now. And the delusion of time. People are caught up in their life, and I don't mean to say your life isn't, necessarily the busiest or necessarily the boringest, but your illusion of time is completely warped. You have a set schedule every single day which you follow, which is good to have a routine. But you go through the motions. You don't feel every second of it. You don't get the most out of it. And if you could switch your mindset to accept what's happening, to not have resistance on what is happening, I believe your life will be a lot more enjoyable. I definitely have to practice this myself, but if you truly could find the quiet and the loud, finding the good and the bad, you will have no reason to be sad, to be tired, to be boring. Of course tired, but I hope I'm getting my point clear. Living in the now, ending the delusion of time. People go through, as I said, people go through the motions and they don't feel anything. Enjoy every second of it, because you never know what second is your last second. So right now, or when you're on your day-to-day Monday through Friday task, going to school, going to work, whatever you do, stop and think, how can I get the most out of this situation? How can I better this situation? How can I make it more enjoyable for myself and the people around me? And I believe if you do that, time in life in general will be a lot more enjoyable for you. Like, I'd give it a shot, man. So, I guess that's the end of that. Let me pick something else to talk about. What's on my head? I guess we could talk about burnout. We kind of did talk about relieving, worrying about the future. We could talk about burnout. We could talk about laziness. We could talk about wanting to do more, but you're stuck in this stagnant state where you can't do it. I'll try to give my best verse on that. And yeah, let's jump into it. So I guess what I started off with, we'll jump into burnout, how to avoid burnout. Burnout, a lot of people face burnout. A lot of people warn you about burnout. I believe burnout's real, but I believe if you're doing something because you truly love it, burnout is just a phase and it's telling you need to take a break. You need to take a break. But if you truly love it, if you take a break and you come back and it's still not hitting you, you might be burned out. But to help combat burnout, I would recommend definitely taking a break. 1,000,000% taking a break. A lot of people take vacations, for a reason. Try to unplug as much as you can. A lot of people, they're too attached to their work, which is completely fine. But a lot of people, they take their vacations and it's not really a vacation because they're constantly on the phone, on the clock, they're worrying about this and that. But if you could truly reset your brain to be free for a couple days and come back to work and just hit it, I think you could hit it well. I think that combats burnout a lot. Or maybe that subject just doesn't interest you anymore and you have to tweak it. Tweak what you're doing to make it more enjoyable for yourself, whether it's school, whether it's work, whether it's the business, and you want to, you're tired of doing the same thing, maybe you want to switch it up. I believe if you do that, if you add a new spice to it, I think it could definitely help burnout. For example, let me think of something. So a lot of people, they go to school, same thing, they're tired of it. I think if you could add something that's enjoyable to it, maybe doing a sport, maybe looking forward to something at the end of the day, maybe just during school, just getting the most out of it. As I talked about earlier, if you get the most out of your situation, your life will be a lot more enjoyable. If you could really just tweak your mindset. I can't tell you exactly what to do because I don't know your situation. But if you could just sit down and think, how do I make this more enjoyable for myself? I think, let alone your life will be more enjoyable, but you won't face burnout as much anymore because, you'll be constantly doing what you love. And as soon as you feel the slight burnout, take a break. And if it doesn't help, maybe switch it up. I think that could definitely help. What was the other topic? Hold on, let me take a sip of water. What was the other topic? I think the other topic was... So we did the power of now. We did, that was being in the present, it's combating burnout. There was one more. What was that one more? Oh, laziness. It's a big one. A lot of people are, oh, yeah, it was laziness and feeling stagnant. A lot of people, I'm guilty of it myself, man. I think everyone is. You know, you have all the information you need, you want to jump on something, you want to get up, you want to start doing it. For example, let's say you want to hit the gym. Let's say you want to start that new business. Let's say you want to go do that homework, study for a test. I don't know. You want to take that trip, but you don't have the willpower to necessarily go ahead and do it. I think a lot of people face that. I know I do myself. But I think you just gotta think, man, how lucky you are to be alive, how you're here right now, and how you even have the option to do what you want to do. And I think I was watching it, I think Gary Vee mentioned it a while back. He was talking about if you want to see true sadness and true regret, go to a nursing home and people on their deathbed and ask them, what's one thing you would change about your life? And every single one of them would mention something that they wish they would have done. And you not getting up and doing that one thing you wanted to do will haunt you till the day you die, wondering, what if? What if I did that? What if I would have went on that trip? What if I would have started that business? You know, what if? What if I would have asked that girl out? What if? And the only way to solve a what if is to do. There's no work around it. There's no solution besides doing it. And yeah, I guess you just really have to put it into perspective. Am I going to regret this later on not doing it? And if your answer is yes, then hop on it. If you have a gut feeling that you want to do it, do it. You're going to regret it if you don't do it. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. There's a 5-second brain thought process between thought in your mind comforting you and telling you not to do it. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're not up by that 5th second, most likely you're not going to be able to do it. You wake up in the morning, your alarm's going off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you don't get up out of bed, most likely you're going to snooze that alarm clock. But if you say 1, 2, 3 and you get out of bed, change the story, your life just changed. But just do it. Count to 5. After 5 seconds, there's a short 5-second time span that if you don't do it, you're most likely not going to do it. You're not going to jump on it. So I'd recommend counting to 3, because quicker the better. Counting to 3, getting up and do it. Just do it. It's crazy relating back to the butterfly effect. I talked about it briefly on the last 2 podcasts with James and Franco. The butterfly effect is crazy. I'll jump into that real quickly. Just being... It's crazy. I mean, just... Hold on, let me fix the mic real quick. Just having the choice. For example, you're on the way to the grocery store. Right? You accidentally make a right instead of, taking the path and going left. You taking a right could have saved your life. If you would have took left, let's say a semi-truck would have came and totaled your car and you would have been paralyzed for the rest of your life. Everything happens for a reason, and everything you do will affect the rest of your life. Me taking a sip of water right now. Listen. Sip of water. That just altered the rest of my life. Crazy to think about it. Now me talking about how I just drank water is going to alter the rest of my life. is going to alter the rest of my life. It's mind-boggling. Going to get dinner one night instead of staying in, or staying in instead of going out, or, taking that job opportunity, going to school one day instead of staying home. I don't know, hiring that one person for a job. There's so many things that just affect your life. It's kind of like it's a video game. It really is. Every decision that you make will affect the rest of your life. And you will have no idea what to think besides what if. And a lot of people sit and think, man, if I would have chose that decision, my life would have been this, and that. And realistically, yeah, maybe you could have. But maybe you would have chose that decision. Maybe you would have played that lotto ticket, won $100 million, walked out after cashing out your check, got hit with a bus, your life's over. That money isn't going to follow you. That accomplishment isn't going to follow you. You're dead. Game over. Life over. So there is no real way to know. You can't dwell the past. A lot of people sit in the past and dwell the past. You can't dwell the past. It's impossible to try to change the past. What's done is done. You're a new man now. You've changed. Everything's different. You have no idea what would happen if you didn't do that. If you didn't do that one thing, or if you would have chose the other option. You would have no idea. Maybe you would think, yeah, maybe my life would be better. But again, what if you walked out and you got hit by a bus this morning? What if you never made it home? What if you never met that one person? What if that didn't affect you to go get a job? What if that didn't affect you to start your own business? Do you know what I'm saying? It's really wild to think, and a lot of people sit and dwell in the past. Can't dwell in the past. You gotta move on. What's done is done, man. What's done is done. That's all I got on my mind for today. Like 24 minutes in. Let's answer the questions now, I think. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. It was just on my mind to go ahead and record this podcast, a solo podcast. But yeah, the future of the podcast is going to be different. I'm going to do a lot more solo podcasts. DM me on Instagram, either at Journey to the Hills Podcast or at Sean Morey on Instagram. And just DM me if you'd like me to cover a subject. If you have a question for me, DM me. I'll include it in these solo podcasts. Or if you have a question to ask guests, for example, just DM me and I'll definitely include it. So let me go to the podcast Instagram. But yeah, I definitely want to get more of a variety of people. I want to get some YouTubers, maybe some rappers, just everyone. I want to get a whole bunch of people on the podcast. So, I take a sip of water again, and we will get into these questions. I have about, 10, 15, 20, I don't know. Enough for the rest of the podcast. Maybe enough for later on, too. But, let's get into it. Alright. I don't know if people want me to say their name, so I probably won't. But this one goes, was there a moment where everything clicked? Good question. There has been moments. Sorry, I hit the mic. There has been moments when things have clicked. But I don't have life figured out. I don't think, you're supposed to have life figured out as life is ever evolving. You might have an idea in mind to do something for the rest of your life, and something clicks and some opportunity comes up, and your whole way of life, your whole perspective on that one topic has changed and shifted. The rest of your life has just been altered because this new opportunity came up, and what you thought was going to be, your destiny has been changed. So, has there been moments where everything clicked? Yes. in certain subjects, yes, of course. And it's a big aha moment, and you really realize how simple it was and how you were neglecting the whole fact by being stubborn, and you could have just looked outside the box. But as a whole, has life clicked? No. There's a lot to learn, a lot to do. Take Jake Paul, for example. I know a lot of people aren't his biggest fans. I know a lot of people hate him, a lot of people love him. You gotta respect the man, though. He went from a Vine star to a YouTuber. No, from a Vine star to a Disney Disney celebrity, recording Disney shows, then to a YouTuber, then to, I don't know if you want to consider it, quote unquote rapper, and then to a UFC boxer. He's fighting now. It's crazy how much he's changed, yet he's the same person. It really shows you how much you could do, and there's no number on how many things you could do in life. Possibilities are endless. What was my favorite podcast to do? I think every single one of them had a what's it called? Its own moments to it. Every single one of them had its own, special moments and why I valued that one. For example, the one I did with Will, his statement of "it's already happened, you're just catching up," has stuck with me. So that was one of the best moments of the podcast. I've done a lot of them. I can't necessarily narrow it down to what one was the best one. Done one with Cameron. That was the first podcast. But yeah, I've done I think each one has its own special moment to it and why I value it. This one says there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that say, "Where do you plan to be in 5 years?" Man, only God knows where I'm gonna be in 5 years. My plan could change like that. Snap of a finger, everything's altered, But 5 years, I'll be in college. I do plan on going to school. Yeah, I do plan on that. Unless something comes up. Next Mark Zuckerberg out here, but exactly, but plan for the next 5 years. I definitely want to have big, successful businesses. Stocks, everything. Maybe I have a couple projects I want to carry out. I want to turn those projects into big successes, but as a whole, man, 5 years, I have a lot of things I want to do in 5 years. I want to do everything in 5 years, man. By the time I die, I will have done everything I've wanted to do, or at least gave it a shot. And yeah, next 5 years, man, God knows where I'm going to be in 5 years. Who knows what I'm going to carry out? Who knows what I'm going to do? But I do have plans. Of course, businesses, stocks, college. I got some stuff planned up, But as I said, by the time I'm clocking out of this world, man, I'll have all my wildest dreams at least attempted. Definitely accomplished, because we won't stop till I get it. But your biggest goals. I want to have hotels. I want to have apartment complexes. I want to buy a mega yacht. If you guys know what the Kalila yacht is, hopefully I'm saying it right. It's a gorgeous yacht. It's 29 million euros, so that's like 31 million, I think. It's a $30 million boat. Crazy boat. I love boats. It's cheesy to say, but legacy, of course. Love to carry out successful businesses. Carry out big stock trading. Who knows, man? Referring back to the other one, where do you plan to be in 5 years, man? Who knows? But this kind of goes hand in hand. Your biggest goals, but as in biggest goals, I don't know, maybe a hedge fund. I have no idea. I have so many goals. I can't like necessarily narrow it down to biggest goal, but let's say billion. Want to make a billion. 100 million plus. All right. Where did the name Journey to the Hills come from? Also known as JTTH. Where did the name come from? Good question. So I was working out, and I was thinking about a podcast. Hold on, the mic is messed up. My bad. And I was thinking about recording or just making a podcast. This was back in April, March, so like beginning of lockdown. And I was just thinking to myself, what would the name be if I had one? Originally, the first name was like Journey to a Million. I guess where the aspect of journey came from was just the process of it. Because originally, this podcast was meant for me just to document my journey to it and just have, talk about what's going on, talk about topics that I like. Excuse me. But Journey to the Hills. As I've said before, the hills is necessarily, not just, Hollywood Hills. It's a rhetorical term. It has a deeper meaning of success. The hills, success. When you think of success, where do you think successful people live on? Top of the world. Top of the hills, So that's kind of where Journey to the Hills came from. How do I feel? I feel great, bro. I feel amazing. Thank you for asking. What's your next big plan, or do you have a next plan? Yes, I have a couple plans. A lot of stuff going on. Definitely want to do a couple stuff. I don't really like talking too much about what I do, why I do it. As I don't talk about what I make, what I do, stuff like that. It's just not me. I prefer to. I'm a very quiet, keep to myself kind of person. But I do have several plans, and we shall see if they work out. Would you mind talking about hot topics such as boxing? What's the next big platform, next big social media niche? Okay, definitely noted. Boxing, Jake Paul fight. Mentioned that earlier. That was crazy. Imagine Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor. That'd be crazy. Oh, didn't he retire? I think he retired. I think I saw that. But what's the next big platform? Well, originally, TikTok was supposed to be taken down, so I would have had my money betted on Thriller. If you guys know what that is, Thriller, one of the two. Next big social media platform. Instagram's been there, man. There's gonna be a lot of these, Instagrams coming and going. Like, eventually, Instagram is gonna be so irrelevant. One day, like, it's gonna be like one of those, back in my day, we had Instagram, So, it's like MySpace, There's gonna be something new that always comes up. But I think the next social media platform, if anyone's gonna build it, it has to have some qualities of easy to grow on. It has to be comfortable for people to be on. Definitely has to monitor what people are posting, man. I'm not gonna get into that, but social media platforms are going crazy lately, But next big social media platform, man, I don't know if you guys hear the dog bark in the background, but next social media platform, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't spend much time on social media. I just actually went on a 48-hour no social media. I know 48 hours is really nothing, but like like completely like shut off. I'm planning on doing weeks and months, and then hopefully one day could just disappear from the social media world and just live life on my own terms, because I feel social media controls our life too much. But definitely gonna get off of social media eventually, hopefully in a couple years max. I won't be on social media anymore. What's the next big social media niche? Man, again, social media niche. I don't know, bro. I'm not huge into like this whole Instagram social media type of thing. I know it's crazy. I know I have podcasts and stuff, but I did the podcast for fun. But definitely, I'll keep that. Talk about hot topics, definitely. If you guys saw that iron thing in Utah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was in Utah, yeah. That was crazy. I don't know, and then it like disappeared. But yeah, again, if you guys have any topics that you'd like me to talk about, I don't know, aliens, anything, just DM me. DM me on Instagram, either at Journey to the Hills Podcast or at Sean Moore. Whoa. Okay. What's your next big plan? I already answered that one. Dream place to live and why? Okay, so my dream place to live. These dogs are going crazy in the background. Dream place to live. Good question. Pelican Hill or Corona Del Mar. Definitely. 100%. Pelican Hill, Corona Del Mar. Either one of them would be a dream. I love Orange County. I like Orange County better than I like LA, personally. It's less crowded, cleaner. It's more livable. You could spend the rest of your life in Orange County and not have to worry about being caught up in the lifestyle. But outside of the U.S., Marbella, Monaco, San Tropez, stuff like that. Oh, maybe Dubai, the Middle East, Kuwait, maybe. What is your opinion, or what is your take on online toxicity going on nowadays? I actually talked about this in Instagram Live not too long ago. People are going neck and neck with each other, and maybe it's just because we're forced to be at home and people are just going at it on social media, politics. People get mad over the stupidest reasons. People bring an argument out of the dumbest stuff, bro. It's so stupid. Man, it sounds so corny, bro. You just gotta be positive towards people. People be snapping at each other's necks, bro. It's crazy. Would you say you're happy? If not, why? And what are you planning to do to combat this? I'd say I'm pretty happy. But, sometimes you don't. You're not as happy as you like to, and just do more. Personally, for me, when I'm not feeling the best, it's because I'm not carrying out what I'm doing. I'm just kind of being stagnant, just being there, lazy, not doing anything. So find a new idea and work on it, because it just brings me happiness to work on stuff. That's me. It's different for everyone. Dream car, Ferrari F8 Spider. Easy. I love the Ferrari, like that lineup from like 360, 430, 458, 488. And now the F8, so whatever comes after the F8, and then so on. That line, it's like the middle line, because then they have they had the California, and then now they have the Portofino. That's like the baseline, and then above it they had the 458, 488, and then above that is like F12, A12. Used to be 599 GTO, the big V12s. But I like the middle one. For me, has a ton of power, like all of them do, but the looks of that 458 line, like 458, 488, now F8 line, I think it looks the best. A red one with like the black accents on it, like that black roof, because it's a convertible, it's a hardtop with like the black roof and like the black windshield on the side, black wheels, red calipers. That's the dream. What are your plans for upcoming episodes? I want to bring like rappers, maybe YouTubers, definitely YouTubers. I want to get some YouTubers on it for sure. Number one tip for being still. How do I do more? Yeah, we already talked about that earlier, but for me, it's just realizing regret, and I necessarily don't want to regret anything at the end of the day. That's a big one. I don't want to regret. How have I been doing? I've been doing good, bro. I've been working, been busy, but I've been good. Goals for the next few years, already answered that. Yeah, the goals for the next few years has been popping up a lot. But again, I'm not one to really share too much, but I do have some big goals. And I can promise you I'm going to try every single one of them. What do? I do a lot of stuff. I have fun. I like what I do. I make the most out of every situation. That's what I do. I appreciate your Instagram lives. I've just started going live on Instagram. It's pretty funny. It's actually really fun. I had a good live last night. It was like an hour. If you were in it, it was cool. I definitely plan on going live more. I think I've only went live a couple times, but when are we gonna get an Airbnb in the hills? It's my Australian buddy. Come through. Shout out Will. What's my net worth? Negative. No, I'm playing. I don't know. Buy information. How to find the best friends. Good question. So personally for me, I still have my friends from forever. Like, I had two really good buddies from like beginning of middle school that I'm still really, really good friends with. Couple friends from like beginning of like elementary school, like from as long as I remember. They've just been with me. They don't really care about it. We just have fun. And yeah, I mean, I stick with my friends the longest, but if you're having a problem with like people bringing you down and stuff and finding like new good friends, definitely don't be afraid to cut people off if they don't surround you with the right kind of energy you want to be a part of, if that makes sense. I met a lot of good friends through Telegram. As funny as it sounds. Met one of my good boys, Dan. He was actually, I think, the second person I had on the podcast. He DM'd me, and we've just been talking. But yeah, I've met a lot of cool people. Just talking to people, seeing some cool people, and you just DM them, shoot them DM, like, yo, what's up? Get to know each other. Preferably people in your area, but I know a lot of times that doesn't usually happen. Like, my good friend Arya. Met a lot of I met one of my really good friends, Cameron. Did a podcast with him, the first one, when I was reselling. When I first started reselling shoes and stuff, I met him through that. And him, and Arya went to LA a week ago? No, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. We went to Beverly and stuff. We had fun. But yeah, number one tip, don't be shy to cut people off, as I've said, and just talk to people that you think are really cool, have good personalities, and you just gotta experiment, man, until you find someone. But at the end of the day, can't trust anyone to an extent, I know, kind of a vibe switch, but you can't, as soon as you meet someone, give everyone your full trust, But you gotta, it's more of a personal feeling, but don't be afraid. Just, get to know someone, and then, whatever happens, if you need to cut them off. But experiment, talk to more people, have fun with it, and If you had friends from a while back, don't be, I mean, still be cool with them unless, something happened, or if they don't support you anymore. Let me check if I have any more. There's like 15 minutes left. I kind of want to hit an hour. I really want to hit an hour. So if there's not any more, I don't know what I'm going to do to go ahead and make up the hour. But let me see this real quick. What would be your first steps to starting your path to success? Good question. Finding what you want to do. What do you enjoy? And then monetize it. Monetize your passions. Or, if you like website design, go figure something to do with that. If you like stocks, learn stocks. There's so many possibilities. If you like shoes, scale a shoe business. I don't know. There's a lot of things to do. I plan on doing everything because I want to succeed in everything. But yeah, try everything. What's one cool person you want to get on the podcast? I want to get one of the FaZe guys. That would be really cool. I know Frazier, FaZe K. He's really into business. He has like the Heat company and stuff, like the shoe kind of clothing drop. I don't know if it's shoes. Yeah, it's like clothing. It's called Heat. I know he invests in a couple other stuff, but I'd like to get him on. That'd be pretty cool. Graham Stephan's dope. I like him. He's really cool. Who else? Man, I don't even know. Oh, Eric. Definitely. Eric Decker. Eric. If you know him, DM him. Dude, Eric is amazing, bro. His videos are so funny. It's so well put together. It's like a full-on, movie theater. Like, it's crazy. It's movie theater quality for sure. His videos he's grown so much. I think his goal was like 1 million in a year, and he's at like 800,000. It's crazy. But he does really cool stuff. I'd love to get him on. Talk about some of that stuff. Justin Escalona. Definitely Justin Escalona. I think they would be pretty cool. Let me go through this. Okay, there's none on that. I think we might have ran out. I don't know how many I asked. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I think we're done with the questions. Listen, I got 12 minutes left. I'm gonna find a way to finish this 12 minutes off. So let me pull out a notebook real quick. See if I have anything written down that I'd like to talk about. Journaling is pretty dope. If you guys don't do that, I'd definitely do it. Organizes your thoughts, plans out your day. I'm kind of out, but let's talk about getting the most out of life. This podcast was kind of about getting the most out of life in a way. I mean, we talked about being in the present, combating burnout, combating laziness, doing what you want to do. But in reality, you got to get the most out of life. You got to take risks. Without taking risks, man, you can't necessarily be successful or have a fulfilling, enjoyable life. Sometimes you just gotta do stuff out of that comfort zone, Necessarily, the more you feel uncomfortable, the more comfortable you will be. The more stories you will have, going out one night or, hopping on that roller coaster. I don't know, but getting the most out of life is really important. Being fulfilled, finding something you like to do. You want to have a good source of income, what you like to do. work what you want to do, and 1 second. Work what you want to do, and yeah. In terms of getting the most out of life, you just gotta try everything. Sorry for that, my mic was away, but you just gotta try everything. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. Try everything, experiment, feel the now, make the best out of every situation, find what you like to do, and don't regret anything. Try everything. We're at 51 minutes right now. I gotta find something for the next 9 minutes. But yeah, like I said, DM me on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. Ask me to talk about someone. Ask me to DM someone. Get them on the podcast, or if you know them, DM me so we could work something out. But it's been a good podcast. I'm trying to figure something out. Actually, you know what? Let me call someone right now on the podcast. I'm gonna call someone on the podcast right now. See if they pick up. If they pick up, we're gonna ask them to talk about something. Let me hit my boy Daniel. Let's get a call. Hey Dan.
What's up?
I'm recording a podcast right now. You're on the podcast.
I'm on the podcast?
You're on the podcast. I'm recording it right now.
Okay.
Alright. I need you to give me a question. No, like a question that...
Is this a solo podcast?
Yeah, I need you to give me a question right now. We're 51 minutes in. I need to hit an hour.
Okay.
Give me a question.
Okay, so your business manager's band.
No. On top of this kid. No ecom. No ecom questions. Just give me a straight up question.
Okay. Shit, I don't know. What's your favorite credit card?
American Express Gold Card.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Alright. We got one question in. These kids always want these ecom questions answered, I swear. What we call? We call my boy Chris. Let's hit him with that. See if he picks up. It's ringing. We'll see. I don't think I'm gonna get an answer on this one, guys. No answer. It's all good. Moving to the next one. Set my boy Ari up. Let's see. Ringing. Wow, no one's picking up. Hey, at least we're burning through time. It's all good. Man, I don't know who to call. Let's call Will. I don't know what time it is in Australia. Will. Yo, what time is it for you?
7 a.m., bro.
7 a.m.? Well, good morning, bro. You're on the podcast right now. I'm recording one right now.
What's good?
Alright, so I'm calling people right now. No ecom questions, just generic questions. I need you to ask me a question for the podcast. I need to hit the hour mark. Ask a question. Ask a question. Hit it.
What is the meaning of life?
What is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is getting the most out of life. You know what I'm talking about? There is no direct meaning to life. It's, you have to find what your purpose is and fulfill that purpose. You have to do everything in your power to fulfill that purpose.
Absolutely.
You got any more?
That was a good answer, bro. Shit, should have told me before
I'm just calling people, bro. I need to hit the hour.
Shit. Favorite book and why?
Favorite book and why? Favorite book and why? Good question. Alright, hold on. I'm backing away from the mic to go to my books. 1 second. Favorite book. Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Or Think or Grow Rich. I know that's generic, but
Yeah, good book.
definitely good books. All right. Thank you, Will. At Monahan on Instagram. Go follow him. Peace out, bro.
Got you, bro.
All right. That's the second person that answered. Let's call Cameron at IE Reseller on Instagram. Let's see. My bad, I hit the mic. Keep hitting the mic. You know, he never answers his Instagram. We just hit his number. This is a fun... Yo, what's up? Alright, he texted. Time to call. See if he answers. Damn, no answer. Let me text him. Okay, he can't. Alright. Ah, damn. Who do we hit now? Hey, Aaron. My boy Aaron. See if he picks up. I doubt it, but we'll see. As you guys can tell, no one's answering me on the daily basis, you know? It's all good. It's all good, man. Alright, you know what? He didn't answer. It's all good. I gotta find someone. Let's call Tyson. He'll probably pick up. Canada, so it's like 4 o'clock now.
You have reached.
Phone straight to voicemail, man. Wow. Let me call. Hold on, I got someone. 1 second. We're gonna make this work. Alright, well, he messaged me. Said, call me. Let's call Tyson on Telegram, see what happens. Yo, Tyson.
My bad. I was on FaceTime with one of my homies.
You're good. You're on the podcast right now.
What's up, podcast?
I'm running.
In the hills.
Exactly. I'm running out of. I need more questions, bro. I'm 2 minutes off an hour. Hit me with the question. No business question.
Like just for you?
Yeah, just hit me with the question right now. I got 2 minutes.
Ah, shit. Fuck, you're putting me on the spot here. Just any question, like
Any question, bro. Any question.
Holy shit. When did you start getting in the e-com game?
It's been a while. We'll go business in general. Like 7th grade.
Business?
Like 7th grade.
7th grade, jeez.
Yeah, I started flipping sneakers in like 7th grade.
That was earlier than me.
All right, you got another one?
I think I was.
Like a personal question or something.
Fuck, this is hard. I didn't think it was gonna be this hard. So on the spot. Trying to think. Okay, I got a good one. What is your dream car?
I answered this earlier. Ferrari F8 Spider.
F8, really?
I love it.
Out of everything.
I love the F8. Out of anything. I love the 360, 430, 458, 488 F8.
Damn, okay. I can fuck with that. Damn. Let me think of some other things. What's your favorite food?
Ooh, that was all right. That was a good one. Man, I like
or
pasta.
Even you could just say favorite place, like your go-to place to eat.
Like fast food, like on the spot, like quick.
Anything, legit anything. If you want a fast food restaurant, you know what I mean. Home cook.
I like pasta and I like Middle Eastern food. I'm Middle Eastern, so if I'm gonna go with Middle Eastern, go to on the spot, quick, I'll come up with the shawarma, some falafel.
Okay.
All right, but if I'm coming up with some pasta, Pastel got some good pasta, but their portions are mad small. Like, mad small. But, man, I don't even know. Pasta places?
You ever been to Nobu?
No, I haven't. I want to go. I heard their sushi's good.
Gotta go.
We were going to go, but
When
they're
I-
like their
when
wait
I get to
time.
LA, we can go.
We'll go.
when I get
Dude,
to
I heard
LA.
their wait time's like 2 months in advance. Crazy.
Not with me.
He said no. Alright, but go-to place? On the spot in my neighborhood, I'll probably hit up this Middle Eastern place called Phonica.
Okay.
Or I'll hit some Chick-fil-A.
Oh, Chick-fil-A. I've definitely missed that. Holy, I haven't had Chick-fil-A in a while.
You guys don't have one in Canada, huh?
We have
You have
like two
Okay.
around where I live, but it's like an hour away. It's out of my way, so I don't. If I'm down there in downtown Toronto, I'll definitely hit it, but
Got
I
it.
haven't yet.
Got it. You got any more?
As well as In-N-Out, bro. I haven't hit
In-N-Out goes
in a while
hard.
since when I was in LA last. But another one, favorite video game, bro. If you're a video game guy,
Video games, you hit a spot for me. Aw, man. Video games were my childhood, bro. I still play video games now and then.
Same.
Well, actually, the only video games I play now are like, I'll hop on GTA and just mob the hills in a Rari.
yeah.
But that's all I do, and then I'll get off. I'll listen to music and mob the hills. But GTA is fun. I was a big COD guy. I used to play a ton of COD.
What console were you on?
PlayStation.
PlayStation. Oh, so you never got to play Forza?
I did. I had an Xbox, and then
Oh, okay, good.
I had the 360, and then after that, like the one and the PS4, I hopped on the PS4.
So what are you gonna get next? Xbox? What is it? X series or something?
I think it's like X,
Or-
and I know it's the PS5. My boy's been reselling the PS5s.
Oh yeah, dude, those people selling the PS5s are going crazy.
I know, but in terms of video games, probably my go-to, I'd probably just hop on some GTA and just drive the hills. Go to Santa
Okay.
Monica, pick up the GTA
Okay.
girls, you know?
Oh yeah.
All right,
I got one last question.
hit it.
Was COVID, was coronavirus, did that impact you more positively? Positively? I don't even know what's the word.
Bad than good.
Was it negative? Was it more positive or negative for you? How did it affect you?
I'd say COVID was a lot more positive, bro. I got a lot of stuff done. It
Yep.
really was a mind shift for me.
Yep.
It really hit me mentally, like, dude, I gotta do something. You know, I got bored.
Yeah.
Like the first month, the only thing I do, dude, I just go hit the gym. And then I was like, you know what, I
Nice.
gotta step some stuff up.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it really opened my mind to see what's possible. But yeah, bet
Good.
100%, bro. I appreciate you for answering. We hit the
Yeah,
hour.
bro, of course.
I appreciate
Of
you.
course. Journey to the Hills, whoever's tuning in, give me a few months and I'll be on there.
Easy podcast soon. All right, I
Yes,
appreciate you,
sir.
bro. I'll hit you. Peace.
Yeah, of course, man. Have a good one.
Peace.
See.
See, there we go. We got not one question, 4. I think it was 4, right? I might be wrong. But we're at an hour now. Do I call one more person? Maybe. Nah. Let's land it off on this. Alright. So talked about some stuff, answered some questions, hit the phone call for the last 10-15 minutes, but yeah. Shoot for the stars, everyone. Actually, stars be too little. Don't shoot for the moon. Shoot for Mars and land on the moon. Shoot for Mars. Hope to land on the moon. Dream bigger. Do anything you ever wanted to do. Try everything. Jump on ideas. Think of the next big thing. And I wish everyone the best. Thank you guys for tuning in to Journey to the Hills podcast. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.